Across Illinois, classrooms are going unfilled, students are being shuffled around, and school leaders are struggling to find qualified educators. And we all know when we shortchange our teachers, we shortchange our children. That's why I am proud to stand here today to speak about House Bill 3528, legislation I am sponsoring to help remove one very clear barrier for the next generation of teachers. Right now, we ask student teachers, many of whom are already juggling school, work, and family responsibilities, to take on full-time roles in classrooms without any pay. Not only are they unpaid, but they are also paying tuition to do this essential work. This is a systemic barrier, plain and simple, and it hits hardest in the very communities where we need passionate, committed educators the most. House Bill 3528 addresses this inequity by removing policies at our universities that require students to remain unpaid. It doesn't create a mandate. It doesn't create a cost. What it does do is open the door so that when school districts or programs have the resources to compensate student teachers, nothing stands in the way. I want to acknowledge the public universities for their support of this legislation. They made it clear they want to pay student teachers, they just don't have the budget. This bill was written carefully so that it won't come at any cost to them or the state. To speak plainly, student teachers are doing real work. They're standing in front of classrooms. They're building relationships with students. They're helping shape the future of public education in Illinois. It's time we treat them with dignity and respect that they deserve. By removing this one barrier, we're creating a pathway to more equitable access to the profession, especially for Black and Brown students, first-generation college students, and for anyone who wants to teach but can't afford to work for free. This is how we start to build a stronger, more diverse, and more sustainable teacher workforce in Illinois. And this is how we start solving the teacher shortage. Not by asking people to do more with less, but by removing the structural obstacles that have kept too many from getting started.
We should be doing everything we possibly can to remove hurdles and the limitations that historically we have posed upon student teachers or resident teachers to address the teacher shortage and to lift up this incredible profession that's competing in a shifting job market. Parents and educators in my district are definitely feeling the effects of this teacher shortage, and we have to do everything we can to equip our teachers with support to address the shortage, to make sure that we don't face these setbacks. I have a constituent who was in a K through 8 school in my district who took family and medical leave during her pregnancy when she was licensed under short-term approval. Short-term approval in a new subject area is sort of a path to becoming a versatile full-time teacher in the CPS system who can teach more classes, but it typically lasts only 3 years. And there's no remedy or any kind of discussion in state law or policy to provide for a pause, if you will. So this legislation allows the state board to make rules that allow an extension or a pause for short-term approval teacher licenses if the teacher did take family leave while they were licensed under this short-term approval. It will stop the clock. So if someone is on FMLA leave, they can pick up right where they left off without losing any of their short-term approval period. We've been tackling this teacher shortage for years. This is just one little step that I think will fortify a dwindling teacher population. And I want to thank my constituent. This is actually a constituent-driven piece of legislation. to ensure that we can keep teachers in our classrooms.
Thanks for watching this video. Please like and subscribe to keep up to date with news from the caucus. For more information on what the senator is working on, please follow them on social media using the links in the description below.